And we are live. Let's get this show on the road. Good morning from beautiful downtown Crestline in the San Bernardino Mountains of Southern California's Inland Empire, where it's sunny and promises to be really hot this afternoon, but it's cool in the morning, hence the jacket. I think I can take it off now. It's getting close to 8 o'clock in the morning. There, here we go. Haven't brushed my hair. Bad mistake. But I wanted to get going and get this done. What the hiss? I know I have a hairbrush. Come on. Ah, there it is. Here. What the heck? Just get it a little straightened up. And by the way, my hair is not as gray as usual because much of the gray hair has shedded out and the brown hair is still in. I'm almost 70, but I was a redhead. Redheads don't go gray as fast. And my phone says it can't retrieve YouTube. Let's tell it to quit making noise. There. Here. And what a morning. Yeah, I know I'm on early, about 10 minutes early. Today I'm pointing it at the screen and not the camera, Alka-Seltzer, water, tea, and coffee. Last night I had pork chops for dinner, and apparently all pork chops belong to the cat, especially Tora, who's inside by herself right now. All the other kitties went out, and I shut the door because the neighbor's cat keeps trying to sneak in for cat food. He has a home. I'm not feeding him. Oh, hiccups. Well, Tora, say hello to your adoring fans. Just no, I don't want to. Say hello. Yes, kitty kisses. Squinting is kitty kisses. Okay, you gotta get off of me. You really do, Tora. You're heavy. I think she's up to 20 pounds. Oh. And I'm an old lady. I can't be trying to hang on to a 20-pound cat. No, don't walk on my phone. It does stuff when you walk on it, and you know that. She'll put her paw on the phone while I'm watching a YouTube video because she knows that gets my attention. Don't you? I gave you treats. I gave you food. I gave you everything. You even ate half of my pork chop. Quit it. Okay. Oh, Smokey's still inside. Hi, Smokey Sue. Smokey's a pest and a half. Let's see. Smokey Sue. And Tora's munching and crunching away on her treats. I'll never get the hang of this camera stuff. Oh, hi, Ditch. Welcome in. I've just been kind of blathering a bunch of nonsense because I know I'm early. Today I'm going to try this share screen thing. I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is here. And see if that works. I don't know how it works. Cats. Well, I thought Tora was the only cat who stayed in, but when I brought out the treats, Smokey appeared. Morning. I have shut down the heater for the summer, and it seems to be full of dust and spider webs in spite of the fact that I've been using it, or maybe because. Who knows? Cigarette went out. Okay. It's worse than I thought. The FEMA people contacted the Department of Aging. It isn't just that they want me to live in alternative housing while they work on my house. They want to put me in assisted living. That's an old folks' home, and they can kiss my behind. I don't need assistance where they choose what you eat, when you eat, whether you can have coffee. Yeah, it's often a death sentence, and I'm not that old. And I can cook my own meals. I have a cooking channel, for crying out loud. And they would not be able to accommodate the diet that I need. I've, got the medical advice from all the experts. Hello, Freeman. Welcome in. Sorry about the headache, but glad you're here. Whew. And, oh boy, I have an interview this afternoon. It'll be recorded and edited for later podcast. Yeah, I know it's a trap. I'm not going anywhere. The most I will do as a compromise is stay at the neighbor's house. By the way, code enforcement was out yesterday looking at one of the houses on my street. It's a fire hazard. And no, I did not call them. I usually just talk to the neighbors. Well, someone must have told them that I'm all decrepit and disabled and crap like that. I have severe back pain that occasionally lays me up for one day. But all my parts are here, and all of my parts work. And all of the cleaning up of the yard, except for whacking 10 million weeds, I did. And I will be raking up those leaves and bagging them. But a young man with a weed whacker came over from the Baptist church and whacked and whacked. Took him close to an hour, even with a very powerful weed whacker. Yeah. Well, it isn't quite a nursing home. They call that skilled nursing. It's more where people park their elderly relatives because they don't want to have them in their own house. My mom, the devil's sister, worked for a few months, close to a year, in a nursing home, and she was just horrified by how they treated the patients. She had been a psychiatric technician at a state hospital, so she went around making sure that people had their dentures so they could eat real food. Uh, Dentures, at least now, have your name on them permanently. So it was easy to find out which dentures belonged to which patient. And, she made sure all the little things were taken care of. Their rooms were clean, their beds had clean linens, and she talked to them, so they didn't feel so lonely. Yeah, well, one of the reasons I'm learning to cook, by the way, is because I need a special diet. The doctors and nutritionists I've consulted with them. They've told me various things I can do. And I'm really not into rubber chicken, which is mostly what you get in hospitals and nursing homes. And even without my dentures, I can manage most foods. I don't crack walnuts with my gums, but I get more flavor without the dentures in the way. So as long as it's soft enough for me to chew or gum, I leave them out. But if it's crunchy, in go the dentures, or if I'm eating out, dentures. I love my dentures. They're much better than my natural teeth ever were. Alka-Seltzer. But I get more flavor when the roof of my mouth isn't covered by the plastic. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to a motel. I'm not going to a nursing home. I'm staying put in my community. And I have to be here because I sell things online, and I have to be here to pack them up and ship them. And I'm also packing things up for local consignment shops. I can't do that if I'm not here. Freeman wants the dentures from Jaws or 007 movie. Oh, I see, not the shark, the 007 movies. Well, my dentures were made by my dentist down in Orange County, California. I have to say that because there's an Orange County, Florida, and I've never been there. Oh, hiccups again. I think it's from the Alka-Seltzer. Hiccups and burps. Anyway, he was an excellent dentist, and he made me the most marvelous dentures. Oh, poor Freeman had a rotten tooth pulled last week. Still hurts. My poor brother had major oral surgery, and he forgot to tell the dentist he was on blood thinners. He had gone off the blood thinners for 2 days before the surgery, but it still affected his recovery. So basically, he forgot to remind the dentist, the oral surgeon. But he's okay now. He has 2 implants and a partial on his lower jaw. Anyway, it is 5 after 8 now. I can get down to business. I want to see if the share screen thing works, because I had an experience at an international house of pancakes, IHOP. They had a special on these fancy French pancakes, you know. So I ordered crepes, and the stupid server, a teenage girl, I think, very young girl, just giggled and said, "What?" So I pointed to the picture on the menu, and I said, "Crepes, this." And she just giggled. So I finally said, "Okay, crepes." But crepe is the paper you hang at a party. French pancakes are crepes, and I can prove it if the share screen thing works. Let me try it. Tab to share. Awesome. Now if I can just go.
Bonjour, this is Julian the Frenchman who makes
It's
French pronunciation
sharing it.
videos here on YouTube, and we are looking at how to pronounce the name of this type of very thin pancake that are usually of 2 types, the very sweet or the sweet crepes or savory galettes. So how do you go about pronouncing it with a typical French pronunciation? In French we would say crêpe, crêpe. The is silent, but in English or American it'd be fine to say crepes. Crepes, 1 crepe or several.
Okay. It worked. And here's the link to the full video. I don't want to play the whole thing because that might get me a copyright strike. See, it's crepe. I can't do the R the way the French do it. Clef? Oh, I've been practicing offline, or I'm watching videos, so I've finally figured out the share screen thing. And apparently I can share my desktop if I want to. So anyway, French pancakes are crepes, not crepe. But most English and American English speakers call them crepes. When I make pancakes, I make them somewhere in between. I add extra egg to the batter, and I let it sit a while so the flour can hydrate and the bubbles can pop. Freeman has wonderful memories of an obnoxious French chef who says, "You should not cook if you practice for 1,000 years." Yeah, crepes are usually stuffed. They can be savory and stuffed with chicken or other savory foods. Got eyebrow tickles. Or they can be sweet and stuffed with fruit or jams or jellies, or I like the ones with cream cheese and blackberries or strawberries or boysenberries, or even just cream cheese. But when they're sweet, you put sugar in the batter, so the crepe is sweet along with the filling. And you take the cream cheese and mix it with a little sugar. They recommend powdered sugar because granulated sugar can make little crunchies in the cream cheese. Julia Child is Ditch's most hated celebrity chef. Oh, she was really French? I didn't know that. Well, let's check out Julia Child. Julia. Apparently there's no E on the end. She was born in Pasadena, California. Went to Harvard Harvard University has an archive collection. Yeah, she pretended to be a French chef, but she was American. All right, let me share the screen for a little bit. The Google search. The dang thing is popping in a window that I can't quite see the bottom of. See, we've got Julia Child on PBS. Born in 1912, died in 2004. She was pretty danged old. Let's see. 92? Let's see. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I'm going to have fun with this screen sharing thing. L. Freeman likes Dan Aykroyd's version of Julia Child. Is that the one where she cuts an artery with that knife? And no, that was Benny Hill. Benny Hill did a Julia Child spoof where she cuts herself with the chef's knife and an artery is spurting blood everywhere, and she just keeps on talking. Oh, in World War II, she was an interrogator for MI5 and used to torture the Krauts with her cooking. Well, I've been watching the anti-chef doing Julia Child recipes. Oh, that was Dan Aykroyd, L. Freeman says. Okay. Well, anyway, the anti-chef shows how ridiculously difficult she makes it to cook a simple pot roast, for crying out loud. Takes 2 or 3 days to do it. Who has that kind of time? Maybe a French chef in a fancy restaurant where they charge you more than the food is worth because you're paying for the labor and the overhead. I've learned not to complain too much about the prices at even mom and pop, home style restaurants. They barely make a profit, and sometimes they lose money. Yes, Ditch, celebrity chefs are hit or miss. And I love watching Chef Jean Pierre, but frankly, I won't be making most of his recipes. Or if I do, I'll modify them for the American taste in food. Same with Chef Vincenzo. Okay, now I know how a real carbonara is made, but I'm not going to do it because I can't get pasteurized eggs. When they are available, they're darned expensive. And we don't vaccinate our chickens for salmonella. In Europe, they do. And salmonella, let me tell you, if you get salmonella, and I had it once, you are miserable for at least 3 days. And then you're weak for another week. You have no energy and no strength. And some people die from it. I won't be dying. Yes, Freeman, Saturday Night Live. Live from New York, it's Saturday night. Yeah, Ditch says that's why the English can safely leave their eggs out of the fridge. Oh, in the store where you buy them, the milk is on the shelf, the eggs are on the shelf. I wonder what they do refrigerate. I guess meat, raw meat. However, I live in America. I have to deal with it. And even if I had my own backyard chickens, how would I know that their eggs are safe? I did a quick video on the other channel, the Kitchen Challenged Cook. I think I left the out of the title. Kitchen Challenged Cook. About how to tell if an egg is good. You drop it into a cup of water. If it floats, don't eat it. If it sinks to the bottom and stays there, it's good. If it bounces a little and then sits on the bottom, that's a wobbler, and you have to use your own best judgment. I might put one of those in a cake mix, or I might hard boil it and then make sure it didn't smell funny after I sliced it open, but I would not make fried eggs or scrambled eggs with it. Yeah, well, that's the problem with chickens. You have to have a really sturdy coop because raccoons love chicken eggs and they love to eat chickens. Ditch just goes by smell when it comes to eggs. Yeah, but before you crack it open, if it floats, don't even bother to open it. If it floats, it's gross. It gets this sulfur smell from the rotting of the egg yolk. Ah. And I've seen all these people on the internet, they crack an egg open and they go back and forth to separate the yolk from the white. Well, the way I've always done it doesn't require dexterity. I'm a bit of a klutz. I crack the egg yolk into a teacup. You know, the rounded teacup, old-fashioned kind. And then I use a large spoon to scoop out the yolk. That way, if a little bit of yolk is left in the white, I don't contaminate the big bowl of egg white. You know, if you have yolk in the egg white, it just won't fluff up right. But I rarely have the yolk break when I do it that way. Yeah, well, um, when I made souffles, I used to make souffles. I had to separate the eggs. The yolk would be mixed with the cheese, and the white would be, um, you know, whipped up and fluffy. Anyway, that's how I did it when my son, who was about 9 or 10 years old at the time, watched a cooking show. I forget which one, except that it was a man on PBS. Um, and my son decided to make eggs Benedict for me, for both of us. And the only thing he needed help with was separating the eggs. And he did it not the McDonald's way where you just slap on a fried egg. He made the sauce, I think it's called Bernaise. Anyway, it's a sauce. Now he cooks his own food when he isn't eating out, um, which is most of the time, but it's mostly Asian cuisine. He likes the mix of flavors, and he, unlike me, can tolerate hot peppers. Hmm. Wow. Anyway, yeah, you when he lived down here, he used to take me to this really high-end sushi place. They even had a Japanese chef who would do the Benihana thing, you know, take the cart to your table and you could watch him cutting the veggies and stuff and frying it. Flipping things in the air and so forth. And for a short time, he worked there as a busboy. I don't know what they call them now with all the gender neutral terms. But, he got an insight into the cooking. And yeah, there is raw sushi. It's called sashimi. But I went for the cooked stuff. I did have some raw tuna once, uh, just to try it. It was good. Well, no, the servers bring you your food. The bus staff clean the tables and do the dishes. Oh, the Benihana thing is a hibachi. I think at their restaurant they had a wok on a hot plate. The restaurant is gone because the owner retired. She was a Japanese lady from Taiwan and very successful, very wealthy. And anyway, Chris learned a lot about Asian cuisine there. It wasn't just sushi, but the sushi bar was like the gold standard. That lady went to the dock every morning down in San Diego and picked out the fresh fish and other seafood for that day every morning so that everything was super fresh. Oh, it isn't the, is it the dock or the pier? I think the dock. Well, yeah, but there are other sushi restaurants. You just have to look around. But I can't get anyone to take me because they think they don't like sushi. I have to wait till my son takes me. Anyway, the spider rolls were awesome. I can't remember for sure whether they were crab or shrimp, but the sauce really made it. And that lady made her own sauces. She didn't take them out of a jar. Freeman says cat food. No, no, no. I wouldn't waste that stuff on a cat. You have the meat inside nori, which is dried seaweed, and then the rice on the outside. But what really makes it is the sauce. It's amazing. And the sauces are thick and sticky so they don't go running out of your roll. And they had this thing called a fruit boat with all kinds of tropical fruits on it. Love the mangoes. Hi, Morgan. Welcome in. Okay. Let's see. Ditch doesn't like sushi. Well, you haven't had the real stuff. Don't get that crap at the grocery store. That isn't real. Oh, he does love sushi. Okay. But I guess Hawaii has tasteless sushi. Yeah, Hawaiian style. Most Hawaiian style foods actually come from California. On Glenn and Friends Cooking, once a week they do cocktails after dark, and they talk about, oh dear, I've lost the name. My brain just killed it. Don the Beachcomber, who invented the Mai Tai and other supposedly Hawaiian cocktails in California. Jellied eels. Now, I've never tried eel, but I'm told that it's a very oily fish. I do like cod and sea bass. But you can't get them, or if you can, they cost your entire food budget for a couple of fillets. And you find them in the freezer because they know they aren't going to sell fast enough to put them out fresh. Ditch says eel is good. I just keep thinking of this episode of, it must have been Midsummer Murders, where the guy is found face down in a bowl of eel. And of course he's dead. Cats go crazy for jellied eels? I don't think I can get them here. Eels are those fish that look like snakes, but trust me, they're fish. Oh, Lord. Itchies and tickles, as usual. Mostly head itchies. You see, my hair isn't as gray this week. Most of the gray has shedded out. But now the brown was shed out, and I'll be super gray again. Oh, Freeman wants me to watch Jimmy Cranky with jelly deals. No thanks. It says they taste like barbecue, not real fishy. But I like fishy fish. But if you open your packet of fish from your fridge or freezer and you smell fish, it's rotten. Fresh fish doesn't smell. It develops that fishy smell while it's rotting. Ugh. Ditch frogs. If frogs taste like chicken, I'll eat chicken. Oh, Lord. Well, my food stamp glitches seem to have been resolved. I got my food stamps on time this month. I can probably go shop this afternoon. I think I have a ride. I don't need a whole lot of stuff because the Seventh-day Adventists have a food bank, so I went and got some mostly fresh produce. And they tried to talk me into taking some Anaheim green chili peppers, claiming, oh, they're mild, they aren't hot. I happen to know, having grown up, having been a teenager in Anaheim, Anaheim green chilies are one of the hottest. Yeah, they are not like the ghost peppers, the peppers that can kill you, but they're darned hot. And my limit is a bell pepper. I can add medium salsa to a large can of tomatoes and make enchiladas tapatillas. I think it's a California thing. Instead of the usual taco sauce and filling, you fill your flour tortilla with a mixture of tomatoes and chili peppers and onion, and wrap it up and top it with sour cream, and then you grate some cheese on top. I like to use jack cheese. You could use mozzarella, any cheese you want, but cheddar just doesn't taste right to me. Freeman says habaneros burn through steel. Yeah. In fact, the Anaheim green chili peppers at the food bank were wrapped in plastic bags that were tied shut at the top, and I could still smell them before I got to that part of the buffet style giveaway. And I'm like, nope, nope, nope. Hi, Cave, aka Jason. How was Phil on spicy food? I guess he was okay with, restaurant style. But he wasn't into hot peppers. He was into more like French cuisine. At one restaurant, he ordered squab, which is pigeon. And even though I know they're raised on a farm, I've had my fill of wild pigeons everywhere in Southern California, and they are feathered rats. I wouldn't eat one. He used to love steak. We'd go to Reuben's, which was basically a steak restaurant. Now, we didn't eat out all that much, couldn't afford it, but when he could afford it. And then there was another restaurant owned by the same company, but I forgot the name of it. I forget what he ordered, but I had an artichoke stuffed with crab and cheese. Oh my, it was good. Oh dear. Hi, Morgan. Welcome in. Morgan loves the episode of The Simpsons where Homer eats a pepper prepared by inmates from a lunatic asylum. Oy, I haven't seen that one. They put all of my favorite shows behind paywalls, so all I can watch are the clips on YouTube. Oh, hi, Thikimoto. Welcome in. Wow. I learned how to do a share screen earlier in this video. Oh, yeah. Tired. Haven't been sleeping well. Back pain. And cats. The cats like to help me sleep. Anyway, this afternoon I'll be interviewed, but it's recorded, edited, and podcast at a later date. Tomorrow I will be interviewed live with Solaris Blue Raven. So let me get you the link to here we go. Revolution Radio. Copy link address. I believe I'll check the time, but it's tomorrow afternoon. Oh, of course, the link is too long. Okay. Now I have to use the backspace to erase it all. His Facebook adds all this crap to the end of the link. Come on. I'll have to actually open the link and try to get a shorter link. Pain in the tail. Oh, I'll do a share. Um, and then I'll refresh. It's still giving me a human link. Well, I'll just type Revolution Radio, all one word. I don't know, it's probably .com, but I can't swear to it. Let's do a Google search. Revolution Radio. There. No, not Wikipedia, you turkey. Yeah, it's .com. I can't remember how to add a bookmark. What's this? Done. Okay. There's a decent link. Jeez. Now I lost the time and date. Here we go. Friday, June 7th, that's tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So it's 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Come on, brain. I'm while I'm thinking of it, put it on Facebook. Two p.m. Pacific Time. And then I will copy all the stuff I just typed so I can put it on X. Okay. Let's do that. Yeah, I know I'm neglecting my chat room. Okay. Here we go. There. My GoFundMe link is in the description of this video, Freeman. Yeah, the first dozen links on search results tend to be paid advertisements. How am I doing lately? I'm just angry and suspicious. The county got a grant from FEMA to repair people's homes that were damaged in Snowmageddon. I applied and got approved. Oh, Freeman wants me to push my GoFundMe during the interview. I'll think about it. Anyway, problem is they want me to move out while they do the work. And it's all outside. And I want to make sure they don't come inside my house. And I want to make sure they don't decide, oh, this is trash, I'll throw it out. Because I've lost things that I had sold on eBay and I had to refund people's money. And even though it's been 4 years, it still stings. It'll never happen again. They said they wanted me to go to alternative housing. But it turns out what they really want is assisted living, which frankly is old folks' home where you park your elderly relatives when you don't want to deal with them anymore. Yes, Freeman, I miss Patches too. She was so adorable. But I know she's in kitty heaven. I have stuck most of the things in the bedroom because I don't use the bedroom. The bedroom is a cat paradise. They love cardboard boxes. But I have to pull things out and sort through them and pack things up to ship and pack things up for local consignment shops. Look, in the past few years, actually before COVID, some very nice friends, mostly from the Lions Club, by the way. They're a service organization. One batch of people remodeled my bathroom. Didn't do the greatest job, but it's so much better than it was. And the other group of people remodeled my kitchen. I had to buy all the stuff. The entire thing with the countertops and cupboards had to be replaced. And due to the cost, part of it is things I picked up at used shops, at local shops where they sell used stuff, like the seniors thrift shop and a local shop that sells antiques and collectibles. I got a marvelous, I don't know what to call it at one end. It has a drawer for your cooking tools, like spatulas and stuff. And under that, a bin for fruits and veggies and potatoes and stuff. I marked my whole property with no trespassing ditch. Yeah, I should put no trespassing signs on my doors, shouldn't I? On my doors to the outside. Anyway, I am making serious progress, but the guy who usually hauls my trash moved off the mountain, so I have to find someone else. And he didn't charge me. He did it for free. I tried to pay him. He wouldn't take it. Today it's water, tea, coffee, and Alka-Seltzer. Because I ate pork chop last night. And my tummy wasn't terribly happy. But, man, it tasted so good. Anyway, I suppose I'm eventually going to have to open the door and play security guard to keep the neighbor's cat out. But I have to get a few things done today. Bag up the whacked weeds and get trash out front. Hi, Etsy Quentia, welcome in. And Andrew is here. Hi, hello. It's good to see all of you guys. YouTube says I have 6 people watching, but I have more than 6 in chat. How does that work? Oh, I'm down to 5 in chat. Okay, that's all right. It's hour number 2, so I have to stream That Boy Is Mine music video. Oh, Etsy Quentia planted aloe vera today. He hopes they'll survive. Well, oddly, my brother Steve and I are both allergic to aloe vera. If we put it on our skin, we break out in a rash. Huh. What do I want, chocolate or a cigarette? They're both bad for me, but I enjoy them both. I'm good. Good news on the some semi-good news on the home insurance front. It's going to cost me 50% more. And experts were telling me I would be lucky if it only cost twice as much. But I'm going to have to come up with more money every month for home insurance. Going back to the 1st of April when farmers canceled me, couldn't find another company, and the California Fair Plan was way too expensive. So I let my mortgage company impose insurance. I don't want to get interviewed by AI. One time this stupid game tricked me into playing against an AI. It was annoying that it was Words with Friends, and it was annoying that it would play a word immediately after I played a word, expecting me to, then take my turn. But what was really annoying was it was so easy to beat. Yes, Freeman, send Ditch the link to the AI. I don't want to be interviewed by AI. It might get out on the internet. Ditch's game is all hand-drawn and coded. It's a form of protest against AI. Well, I'm kind of stuck with AI for the voice on my audiobooks. I'm not up to reading them aloud myself, and I can't afford to pay someone. The AI on Amazon is free, and it puts my audiobooks on Audible. Ditch says it's not so bad in most cases. Yeah, I think my books are fairly easy to read aloud for an AI. And I did choose female voices. Somehow it just doesn't seem right to me that the Agatha Christie books are read aloud by a male voice, except the episodes of Poirot that are read by David Suchet, who played Hercule Poirot. The first time I heard him speaking, not as Poirot, but as an Englishman, I was in shock. And then I realized, oh, well, he isn't really a Belgian detective, he's an Englishman. Ditch is the last human holdout, fighting a valiant fight, according to Etsequentia. But in the end, we will all be replaced. I wonder who AI would vote for. By the way, it is important to vote this year more than ever before. No matter who gets your vote, it's vital that you get out and vote. We need to see the biggest turnout in American history. If you've never voted, get out and register to vote. I don't know how it is in your state, but California makes it easy. They include voter registration forms with everything they mail to you, the government, whether it's social services or an email from a politician with a link to a website where you can register to vote. I like Ditch's sense of humor. Humans can live without food for a month, 3 days without water. But if your phone battery lasts for 1 day, oh, it lasts for 1 day if you're lucky. Yeah, humanity's strong. Yeah, our electricity was down during Snowmageddon. I never lost power, at least not for more than an hour or two. But no phone, no internet. If you stayed up till midnight, you could use phone and internet for about 2 hours before it went down again. Oh, Freeman likes Peter Sellers as Hercule Poirot. Reading as Hercule Poirot and confusing him with Inspector Clouseau. Oh, he's never done that, but Freeman would love to hear him do that. Unfortunately, Peter Sellers is no longer among the living. Morgan has a small battery storage device. Lasts a good week, inexpensive. I have a battery storage device now, but I haven't needed it and I haven't tested it. That reminds me, I'd better plug the modem into the power or it will go dead on us. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's at 40%, but it can go down fast when I'm live. Okay. Come on. Move over. Get the cord. Plug it in. By the way, the cheap cords that came with my devices keep breaking in various ways. So I tried to go to Verizon and order the real thing. And I couldn't log in because I have to use a link on my phone that expires in 2 minutes. And my Verizon internet was so slow that when I clicked on the link, the page would not load for me to click accept or deny. It wouldn't load within 2 minutes. Yes, mail-in votes are prone to forgery and fraud, but I haven't had a problem with my mail-in votes. I usually procrastinate and end up taking them to the polls on the day of voting. Yeah, any way you vote, there could be a problem, but if you go to vote and they say you already voted, then you need to raise Cain. You need to make a stink about it. We can't have bad actors messing up one of the most important parts of citizenship. Our politicians are supposed to represent us. In other words, they don't tell us what to do, we tell them what to do. Oh, itchies and tickles on the eyebrows again. They must be shedding. Oh, don't you just hate it when an eyelash falls into an eyebrow hair falls into your eyelashes, or even worse, an eyelash falls into your eye? It's bad enough when it's on your cheek and tickling. So get out there and vote, if for no other reason than that someone else can't impersonate you and vote for you. But get out and vote. Whoever gets your vote. But try to know something about these politicians, not just their ads, not just their newsletters. Try to find out what they've done, what they voted for when Congress was in session, or your local school board was making decisions. It's absolutely more important to focus on your mayor, your city council, your county supervisor, all your local and state offices. I mean, look at Texas. Whether you agree with them or not, they're standing up for what their citizens voted for. Yeah, Ditch, I'm registered no party affiliation because independent is a political party, at least in California. But the Democrats and the Libertarian, No, it was some other party, not libertarian. But the Democrats said I could vote in their primary. So I looked down the ballot and there was only one choice. You could write in somebody. Guess who the one choice was? But I needed to vote in the local things like our county supervisor. And I did. So you do get to vote because the primary ballot also has local things. Yep. Freeman's local creature. I don't want to say that. I'm not sure it isn't a bad word. Is a horrifying socialist, Freeman says. It isn't medical care that I need. So Freeman needs it. I see. I didn't see that it was at L. Freeman. Yeah, Freeman needs his shoulder fixed. He recently had oral surgery and says it still hurts. Yeah, there have been times when Mickey Mouse won elections, but there was also a time when Snoopy beat Mickey Mouse. Of course, they throw out those votes. You can't have a cartoon sitting in the White House, although I'd love to see it. There are some small towns where they elected a cat or a dog as mayor. Oh, Freeman needs more prayer. He got bad news from MRI. Ah, geez. Which hand is it, Freeman? Is it your left arm or your right arm? I mean, is it your dominant arm that's the problem? That's worse. Yes, it's Sequentius. Snoopy does seem like a solid choice. He has character and spine. He won't back down. He's with Snoopy. Snoopy also has common sense. Well, Ditch, I had my doubts about Trump, but I never wanted Biden. Do you know that he's known as Jim Crow Joe? Has been for decades. And he accuses the Orange Man of those things. Vote Koopa? Oh, Super Mario Brothers. Yes, Snoopy is a skilled engineer and pilot. He made a World War I plane out of a doghouse. Yeah. Oh, Freeman. He's mixed dominant. It's his left shoulder. Yeah, I do many things with the left, even though I'm right-handed. And I put it down to the brain injury I suffered when I was 2 years old. Long story, it was an accident. Eyebrows must be shedding. I should try that makeup again, but I don't want to. That's right, Snoopy's a veteran, so he's got Freeman's vote. Yeah, well, at Sequentia, Robert Byrd claimed that he quit the Klan, and he was elected as a U.S. Senator, but I kind of question his epiphany and conversion. I gotta have a bite of chocolate. There's a Three Musketeers bar looking at me. Ditch, that was a low blow. Your father had to teach you to climb out of the crib? My father built a bed frame for my crib mattress so I didn't have all those bars to deal with. And I could just roll out of bed. My father had a lot of skills in carpentry and fixing cars and all kinds of stuff. He even made me a toy box. Ditch says we're all voting Snoopy. I don't know, I might vote for Hobbes of Calvin and Hobbes. He'd be a fun president. And Calvin as vice president. That way you've got the whole ticket. President and VP. Calvin and Hobbes, just make it Hobbes and Calvin. What could go wrong? Oh, Lord. I'm pretty much done with politics because there's so much unnecessary meanness going on. I don't know how much I can say, even though other YouTubers say it all the time. And, well, occasionally one will get demonetized temporarily or kicked off for a week. But most of them have no problems. Ditch. Wait, if Snoopy is president, that would make Charlie Brown VP, and that kid can't even kick a football. Yep. Oh, well. Oh, Lucy for First Lady. Oh, yeah. She can give psychiatric advice for 5 cents. Well, frankly, I don't understand why we send so much money to foreign countries. But Social Security is going bankrupt. The homeless problem is getting worse. Veterans can't get decent medical care at the VA. Prices are so high we can't afford gas and groceries. But the economy is doing great because the stock market is healthy. Yeah, the wealthy and powerful elites don't have to worry about prices. They have so much money, they don't know what to do with it anyway. With a few exceptions. Do you know that an elderly lady made a video and put it on the internet? Because the orange man never said a word in public. She was elderly and homeless, and most of her family were either dead or too far away to help. So she sneaked into a vacant room in a certain tower in New York, and she was caught. And the staff actually called the penthouse, and a man came down and spoke to her for a while, because they weren't sure whether they should call the police or kick her out without calling police or what to do. And he himself came down and spoke to the lady. And when they were done talking, he said, "This lady will stay here for free as long as she wants, the rest of her life. And she will get 3 meals a day from room service for free. And once a week, she will get fresh flowers in her room." And at the time of the video the lady made, she'd been there for something like 20 years. All free. Maid service too, changing the sheets on her bed and giving her fresh, clean towels. And she happened to be black. And she just couldn't stand all these accusations against the man who helped her so much. Of course, I'm talking about Trump Tower. Yeah, foreign aid I can see. Military aid, no. NATO started it, and NATO needs to end it, and we should stay out of it. That's one thing where the former president was right. We should leave NATO. We pay for everything, and we make a mess of everything. Yeah, I saw just the notice that I could watch that video at Sequentia. He actually watched it, saw a news item about a woman who is evicted from a store sign on the roof of a store. She managed to live there for 2 years and had electricity and a computer there and everything. That was very clever of her. I didn't realize that it was on the roof. Must have been a big electrified sign, one that lights up. Oh, itchies and tickles. hour and a half. Yeah. Well, locally we do invest in the poor. But stupid California keeps saying, okay, here's $1 billion for the homeless. And then they fritter it away on studies and commissions and hearings and never build anything. Same with our toy train that Governor Jerry Brown wanted so badly. I think they might have laid 1 mile of track, maybe 2 miles, in how many years? I think 30 years now, and frittered away all their money. And the federal government said, no, we're not sending you any more money. This is ridiculous. They disrupted some of our most productive farms by deciding they had to build railroad tracks right through the property so that, the farmers couldn't get across the tracks to the rest of their fields and stuff like that. And there's still no train. Etsequendia says, nobody knows how she managed to get on and off the roof. Well, she managed it somehow. It was innovative, living in a store sign. Ditch hates squatters because he's dealt with them. Yeah, I don't think the lady actually damaged the sign, or they would have caught her sooner. Well, when Trump threatened to leave NATO, all of a sudden the European nations stepped up and did their part. And they don't actually give money to NATO. They build and purchase military equipment and sign up, soldiers and sailors and such who can be available if need be. I haven't heard of that. Freeman says if the EU goes ahead with the new thing, PASCO, then NATO ends. Well, let's see. There's all kinds of things called PASCO. Are you sure you have the right, it's PESCO with an E, not an A. Okay, let's share screen and share my Google search. Okay, PESCO. Oh, come on, load. Don't give up. Permanent structured cooperation, defense cooperation between EU and member states. Here we go, about PESCO. The establishment of the Permanent Structured Cooperation, PESCO, by the Council in December 2017 has raised cooperation on defense among the participating EU member states to a new level. That's nice. I'll give you the link in case you want to read more. Okay, let's turn that off and close that. Okay. Anyway, ask European people about the EU. I don't, only things I know about it are what Europeans say. I don't remember whether Italy actually got out of the EU. I know Great Britain did. Yeah, Ditch needs to get off and eat lunch. Hi, Mac Attack. I'm getting ready to get off and eat breakfast. Well, but welcome in, and it's really time for me to get going. I have a big interview today about Philip K. Dick and the Matrix and AI, and it'll be recorded and edited and podcast later. What am I eat? Oh, what's Ditch eating? I don't know. I might make pancakes, but I make them a little different. Extra egg, extra thin, more like French pancakes. I don't like the fluffy ones. They soak up so much syrup that you can't even taste the syrup. Oh, well, thanks for saying hi, Mac Attack. Ditch, what are you eating? Well, I guess he's gone. Yeah, good luck with FEMA and stay safe. I will. They're full of baloney. Okay, I really gotta go. So, thank you all for listening, and have a wonderful life. Whoops, come on. Typos. There, here we go. And I really appreciate all of you. I really do. See ya.